I would be dead if it was a real cigar, because I'd have a heart attack.
This does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys.
Millie, I read that James Gunn actually wanted you for this role after seeing you in House of the Dragon. I'm wondering if you brought anything from young Rhaenyra to this character, because I feel like they're actually pretty similar.
I just think I have a typecast. I'm teasing. I'm a very diverse actor. I think that in terms of like the making of a film within the landscape of a sci-fi fantasy genre, but also in terms of the budget that these two things were given, they were also shot on the same lot. So there was a lot of familiarity, and I think that every part that you get the privilege to play, you take a piece of them with you, or you give a piece back. Like they kind of continue to exist within you. So I hope that people see Rhaenyra and Cara. I'm sure they will.
They definitely do.
But Cara's got better hair.
Fair.
I think so.
The prop cigar. Can we talk about that a little bit? Because every time you had it, I was like, how is he keeping that thing in his mouth, like in a fight scene?
That was freaking hard.
Okay.
First off, we had a cigar. Now that I'm this big of a human being, it looked like a cigarillo. I went to my cigar store in London. I asked for the biggest one they had, and they had this huge Cuban that was like that, and it was called a Super Mario. So I said, I'm gonna buy all those. Took it to the props master. I said, make this, but it has to be electronic, so like the flame heats up, but also I'm blowing out vapor. And they did it in like a day and a half, but it was awesome. But the thing is, you gotta keep it lit all at the right moments, so that's not visual effect.
It was actually...
That's me pulling, and you can see me pulling on every time, so I would be dead if it was a real cigar, because I'd have a heart attack. So I'm trying to, as I'm doing action, get on the right moments, have the flame, so that when I, blow it out at the right times. So there's a little bit of like cigar acting in there.
That's impressive.
To make it look like Lobo, like in the comics.
That's a lot of practice in breath work.
It is. It was, and yeah, it was. Thank you. You're the only one that's asked. Now it's a party.
Now, Eve, this is your first big feature film. What was the coolest thing you got to witness walking on to a set of this size?
How much work goes into it. I think seeing how many people are on set every day, I didn't think that much work went into it. I watched the credits of, after the films, but it's
thousands
insane.
of people.
Thousands and
Like
thousands.
thousands of people.
And it's really eye-opening. Everyone plays their part, and it's a bit like a puzzle, Without one person, it wouldn't work.
All the department heads coming together, but they're all nerds. We're all nerds. Like, we're so stoked to bring this thing to life, and I get to see it on their face when they're putting the costume on me, when they're doing the face, when they see everything. They're all like, wow, we did it,
This is cool.
And yeah, it's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah. This is Supergirl's first solo cinematic appearance since 1984. What does it mean for young girls to see this character back on the big screen?
Well, there's a new generation watching this.
Yeah.
And they're going to look up to Supergirl, who is completely different to all of the other Supergirls.
Yeah.
I think I want them to take away that it's okay to be messy and it's okay to have imperfections, because that is your greatest strength.
Yeah.
And I want them to be inspired by Cara and look up to her as a role model.
Yeah, I think that I'm so proud of this film,
As you
and
should
I'm
be.
so, like, thank you. But I think in terms of messaging to a new audience, regardless of gender, regardless of age, everybody can relate to being flawed and being incredibly vulnerable, and sometimes that being utilized as your biggest asset, your biggest strength. So I hope that it instills hope in people that they can be the hero of their own story.